Coach Conco and the Tulsa program. They've been playing really good basketball the last 4 games particularly, and I thought they did again tonight. And just a really hard-fought game, and I'm glad we were able to, in the second half, do some things that allowed us to get a home victory.
Questions?
Coach RJ was just getting to the, into the paint with I don't know, ease at times in the second half. Just, did you guys like that matchup, or was it just kind of his night?
No. I think you give RJ all the credit. I mean, RJ put the ball in the basket. I think over the last 3 to 4 days with that break and with losing Javon, then looking at our rotation, we've had to put some different things in offensively to try and control pace a little bit, try and control possessions, particularly late clock, try and control some possessions, because it isn't just going to find Javon's hands naturally right now and play off it whether he gets a shot or creates something. So we did some things offensively, and we worked on some things to have RJ or Brandon or different guys in different positions, and in that high post was one of the areas that we worked on with RJ, and he did a great job with it.
Ben Biella had one of his best games. Was it a matter of him just getting comfortable on the floor and getting acclimated to the D1 game? And what's your assessment on his game tonight?
Oh, I think you hit it on the head, and I think as much as we needed it, as proud as everybody is of Ben, the locker room and the coaches and the players are even happier for him because he has gone through it. He's been in some valleys where he's been struggling and offensively, and he's never wavered in terms of how hard he worked. He's kept a great attitude. And to see Ben play like he did today with the great confidence, shooting the basketball, he just looked good out there. He looked very comfortable handling the basketball. And, as big as anything was, he's plus 15 on the plus minus, which is as big a stat as any. He led our team in the plus minus at plus 15, and he has 8 rebounds. And for him to bring 8, he's always defended and rebounded, but to put that with knocking in 3 threes, off screens and playing and moving the basketball, and kind of a subtle thing he did late was handling the basketball late versus some of the press and things like that. So really proud of Ben, and I think, hopefully he'll continue to grow as the season goes.
After such a dominant half from Bryant Silibangu, how did you slow him down in the second half? Yeah,
he's hard to slow down. I mean, he's one of the best post players in the league, scoring. He is the leading rebounder in the league, or one of the top. So you just emphasize it. I mean, we're not a big post double team. That's not what we are. We don't want to get in rotations. We want to try and rely on scouting report and physicality. Was disappointed with some of our physicality in the first half. He's going to score. It's just got to be a little bit harder, in our opinion. And if he does, you pat him on the back, and he did what he did. But you got to try and make him do it on our terms. And he was scoring both on our terms and his terms in the first half. And in the second half, I think our guys did a better job executing. And Luigi used his length, and and then obviously we played zone some, so zone helps you with that on the inside.
Defensively, it seemed like Jaden made a big difference in the second half. Just kind of what's that dynamic like? Maybe are a little more dynamic with Caleb running the point versus Jaden defensively.
Yeah, you hit it on the head, and that was the decision we made because Caleb was playing really good on offense. He really was. First play of the second half, they go to a post ISO and they post Caleb, they back him down, and they score on the first play of the second half. So we decided that obviously we didn't have a true point guard out on the floor offensively, but I give Jaden a ton of credit with what he did. I mean, he managed the game. He managed the game running our offense. He managed the game late clock, getting the ball to the guys we wanted to. A lot of times it was RJ getting it to him late clock. And he really did a very good job handling the press late game because they have very fast, athletic, strong guards between Griffin, Betson, Pritchard. I mean, those guys can come downhill on you on offense, and they cause a problem with the way they press and the way they can, they did. And Jaden did a really nice job with that. But you just said it. We decided that we needed to have a defensive lineup out there. And I thought Jaden, Ben, RJ, they really did a good job guarding on the perimeter for the majority of the second half.
You mentioned Luigi earlier. He didn't have any points. He did have 7 rebounds. But talk about the spark that he brings on the floor. He plays with so much energy, doesn't he?
Yeah, huge. And we talk. When he plays with energy and he plays with great physicality. And that's what you expect from a senior, and that's what we want to rub off on our other guys, whether it be freshmen, sophomores, whatever. We want it to rub off on them, understanding how physical this game is. You're not going to win in the American Conference not playing physical. And there's certain guys on the team that we challenge every day, including during the game, that if you don't play physical, it doesn't matter how good you look or if the ball goes in the basket. Not playing physical is not going to allow us to be a winning ball club. And Luigi, from that standpoint, does that every time he steps on the floor.
Can a win like this inject some confidence or just kind of show that things are working, you know, after just, I guess, almost 3 weeks without a win? I mean, what does that do for you?
Yeah, you know, I've been asked this a lot. You know, how are the guys doing? What's the spirit of the team? You know, we had our best 2 practices the last 2 days. So the competitiveness, the spirit, the energy of the team has not wavered. Is there obviously frustration and disappointment from losing and being on a spell that we've been on? Absolutely, you know. But I would tell you the win, or if we hadn't come out on top today, we still would be saying we got to get better tomorrow. We got to get better for Sunday. We got to get better the next time we hit the court. So win or loss, now, it feels good. I know it feels good to the guys, and the locker room feels a lot different after a win, but that's going to fade really quickly. And we're just going to have to get back to it and try and be better because we know what we got coming down the pipe, and we just have to get better.
Coach, is there any timetable on Javon yet? And also, we didn't see Winston on the bench tonight. Just what was his status?
Yeah, both things. I'll start with Javon. Javon will be out about 3 to 4 weeks minimum. So whether we get him back at the end of this season, we'll see. That's up in the air. We may be able to have him towards the latter part of the season into the AAC tournament, or we may not. I think that's just a determining factor we see. So he'll be out, minimum of 4 weeks, it looks like. And then Winston has decided to step away from the team and really just focus right now on his body, physically, his health. He did such an incredible job getting back onto the court. But Winston has an expectation for himself on where he wants his body to be while he's playing. And he's healthy, he's good, he's doing great. We fully support him, we're there for him. But he's decided that he wants to just work right now and focus on his body, getting strong, focus on his academics, and just keep that focus there instead of trying to battle through all of it at the same time. And I totally support Winston, and we're going to help him be stronger when his time does come.
Is it just as involved? Is there a chance he could return to the team, or is that kind of to be determined?
I think that's to be determined. I just know we support Winston fully and are going to help him with what he wants to accomplish so he can feel strong and feel good moving forward in his basketball and academic career.